Happy Monday. Today I'm talking about frustration, one of these emotions that we are probably feeling in our day-to-day lives, but how we can turn frustration into motivation, right? Simple, quick fix and huge changes in your life. But before we jump into how we can do that, I want to introduce myself. For those of you who are new to my Facebook page, new to my videos, my name is Tori Hallowell, and I help young professionals who are feeling burnt out and stuck in their careers and don't know what to do. This is how I felt in my previous career, my previous job, and it led me to the wonderful world of life coaching and basically helping and supporting and mentoring other young professionals. And I've actually taken, I learned a lot of tips and tricks and strategies along my own personal journey, and I've taken those and created for you a free resource guide full of lots of great information and a lot of great exercises that you can utilize to make change in your own life. So it's got 3 steps to help you fight your own version of burnout, and I'm going to post the link. It's also on my website, www.hallowellcoaching.com, and you can just sign up and access that free resource guide. Very simple. Now, today, though, we are talking about frustration and how we can actually utilize this very powerful emotion to help motivate ourselves, to help make positive changes in our life. And one of the big things about today's video is that it's really about shifting your perspective, and sometimes the simplest and smallest shift in perspective can really make impactful changes in your life. This happens all the time with my clients and my one-on-one work with them, and it can be crazy how much change you can make. So frustration, we are frustrated all the time, day in and day out. And frustration, it leads to it's a trigger for a lot of different emotions. You might be feeling anger, frustration, obviously, pissed, annoyance, overwhelmed, stressed. Oftentimes, if you're feeling stuck or burnt out in any aspect of your life, you really feel it because you feel stuck and frustrated. Now, a couple, kind of typical scenarios in which we feel frustrated. I know a lot of people feel frustrated with their commute, especially if you live in high populated areas like Boston. Frustrated maybe with your career or lack of it, maybe with your boss or your coworkers. Maybe you're feeling underworked or under-challenged. Maybe you're feeling overworked and underpaid. That's what I was trying to say. Maybe you're feeling frustrated in your relationships, in your lifestyle, in your lack of the salary that you deserve. Whatever it is that's leading to these feelings of frustration, what's actually happening is that this frustration can be twisted and turned. You can shift your perspective and use these emotions to help motivate you and kind of fuel the fire to get cracking on making some changes in your life. So we often associate frustration with being a negative emotion, a negative feeling, when in actuality it can be your ally and your friend to making change. So let's talk a little bit more about frustration. It is actually, a feeling that can be fueled by passion, right? When you feel stuck in life, when you feel like you're starting to settle and you're settling for the mediocre, for something that you don't really want, you start to feel frustrated, right? And this frustration, you can then tap into it and in turn create motivation to make changes in your life so that you're no longer settling. In fact, you're striving for the next big thing, the next step, the next goal, whatever it is in your life. You can turn this frustration around. Oftentimes when we are frustrated, what happens is that we start to think outside the box. We start to problem solve. We start to creatively think of new solutions, and we start finding new opportunities. You can kind of think about this in all the different inventions that have been created, over the last few hundred years, right? Everything from the car to the coffee maker to cell phones, computers, books, everything. Once back in time, these things weren't invented, these things weren't around, and it was frustration and wanting to create maybe a simpler way, a faster way, more productive way to do things that led to all these impactful and powerful inventions and discoveries, right? Fueled by frustration. What often happens is that we, in our lives, we kind of create these dream scenarios that we want for ourselves, right? And you know me, I love a good goal. I love dreams. I love kind of having a realistic breakdown of the steps to take you to where you want to be. But oftentimes we get caught up in these unrealistic realities that we kind of strive for. Maybe you're thinking about the dream job, where you just, are living your life full of balance, full of purpose, full of passion. I hope that for everyone, obviously. Maybe you're dreaming about the perfect lifestyle and the salary to back it up. Maybe you're dreaming about the perfect relationships. Whatever it is, it can be really easy to get caught up in these dreams, but not making the moves to kind of get you to, that dream end goal. And what happens is that we start to get frustrated when we have these thoughts in our head, but we don't have the reality to back it up. And what happens is that when we assume our life is going to turn out one way, when we assume our new job's going to lead us to that promotion, or that relationship is going to be the next big thing, maybe the love of our life, whatever it is, when we make assumptions and then reality doesn't match our assumptions, we tend to get frustrated. But you can utilize this frustration to really figure out, okay, I am stuck right now and I need to figure out that next step, and really use it to fuel the energy and the passion and the desire to start making the changes, to start working towards those goals. So when you start to feel frustrated, especially if it is a theme, what I want you to do is take a step back and really figure out what is triggering these emotions, what's triggering this frustration, this anger, this feeling of being stuck. And figure out, okay, I'm feeling this way every single day because I have just dealt with this person, or I feel this way as soon as it's Monday because I'm now at my job, or I feel this when I get home because of this. Whatever it is, the trigger, you need to pinpoint it. And that's where you need to start making the changes, right? Keep in mind also, when you figure out that trigger, figure out also, what are the steps that have led you to that point? This is a journey. Life's a journey. You can't just jump ahead to that dream scenario that you're looking forward to. You have to really utilize every single step of the journey, the obstacles, the challenges. Know that life's going to take different paths in different directions than you might have planned out originally. And that's okay, because you learn so much from it, and you meet new people and you experience all these different wonderful opportunities in your life, right? So keep that all in mind. Always reflect back, celebrate your milestones, celebrate what you've learned, what you failed at, and how that's kind of created who you are today. And then go back to that trigger, go back to that frustration, and get motivated. Figure out what that next step is to make a change in your life, to take you in the direction that you really want to head. I always like to say that frustration is a temporary blip on the journey of life. It's not a terminal block. It's not always going to be there. You really need to step into the frustration though and utilize it to your advantage. Make it your ally, make it your friend, so that you can start making those changes in life, right? It's really a growth booster. It is not something that's supposed to hold you back and keep you stuck. So this was a little video all about how to shift your perspective and really utilize the frustrations in your life to start making changes. Tap into it, figure out that trigger, and then head in that direction to make change. We are not settlers, right? We go after our goals, and we're not afraid to do so, because no matter what, we're going to learn from the experience. Now, if you learned something from this video, if you are now going to take this frustration and learn how to shift the energy and to make positive changes and figure out your next step in life, awesome. I'm so glad that I was able to help support you and mentor you today. If you're feeling like you kind of clicked with what I said, and that you have all these frustrations in your life, you're feeling stuck, you want to get motivated, but you're not really sure how to do so, reach out. Don't be afraid. Let's connect. Let's figure out where you are in life and what direction you want to head. And then let's make those changes together. Let's map it out. Like I said, I work with clients all the time, one-on-one. I would love to touch base and learn where you are right now in your own life and in your own journey. So reach out, and also leave me a like, leave me a comment, share this video with friends, with family, with coworkers. Let's spread the word, and let's start making our lives a little bit better, and the lives around us a little bit better. So until next week, take care and have a wonderful, awesome week.